All right. Good Morning Kenya continues, and we are talking about agriculture and food security, and we are having this conversation with Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, that is Honorable Jonathan Mweke. And you mentioned something about the Kenya Integrated Agricultural Management System and how it benefits farmers, but also there's an aspect of those who are not within this system. Can they benefit from it? We are talking about access to subsidized fertilizers.
No, they cannot, because one of the things the KBC system does is it enables us to know exactly how much fertilizer you need, so that we reduce wastage. You will recall, Mike, that the subsidizer program is subsidized. Yes. So we reduced subsidizer from fertilizer from 7,500 shillings all the way to 2,500 shillings, which means that it is below the market price of fertilizer. So the government is spending taxpayers' money to ensure that we give our farmers affordable fertilizer, and then we recover that money downstream as government through increased production and productivity. So we really need to be very accurate to ensure that you're getting only the amount of fertilizer that you need. So if you come and we have registered you as a farmer in the KBC system, and it says that you have 7 acres of this crop, then the system automatically calculates how much fertilizer you need to be just enough for that 7 acres, so that you don't get too little, or you don't get too much. Then the fertilizer is also given on a voucher system. So you're able to go, you buy, you're given a voucher, then you go and collect it. An e-voucher, you go collect it from the cereals board, or wherever it is, it has been brought to the last mile near where you are as a farmer. Because we also decentralized it further when the farmers complained that some of the cereal board depots are too far. So with that kind of efficiency, it's important that you're registered with us so that we know who you are, and then we can give you what you need. So we encourage all farmers who want to take part in our fertilizer subsidy program to register with us, because there's huge benefits on the same. We've also used that register now to help boost our livestock master plan. We're also doing the same thing in livestock, where we want to know where are the livestock farmers, how much livestock do they have, what needs should they get, so that based on that, we're able to serve those livestock keepers well. A game changer we are putting in the livestock industry now is what we are calling the Livestock Identification and Traceability System, LITS, which is now needed all over the world. Some parts of the world won't even buy your meat if they can't track that meat to the farm. So again, some of this registration is very important for us to be able to help the farmer access the market and produce more. So soon we'll be going to all our livestock farmers so that we can register their livestock, tag them with an ear tag, be able to ensure that we know where the livestock is, what is the vaccination history of that livestock, what size are they, and everything. Then we can be able to link the farmers with the market, because now we'll be able to know where everything is, and it also helps us with disease control. Right now, I'm struggling to work with unbanning our meat from Qatar, who were banned almost 5 years ago because of the foot and mouth disease. So we are running a vaccination program from around the entire country as we move towards eradicating foot and mouth disease from our livestock. That's going to make our livestock so much more marketable around the world, our meat and other livestock products, that the benefits are just enormous. So it's important that we make some of these interventions very quickly. So KBC is an important tool for us. It also feeds into another tool by KALRO, which, Mike, now, if you're a farmer somewhere in Kirinyaga County, in a certain ward in Kirinyaga County, you can now go to the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO's website. You put in the ward where you are, anywhere in this country, and it will give you a whole list of things that you can plant in that area, so that you're not guessing. You're not trying to plant potatoes where only cabbage can grow. Yeah? And because different parts of the country have different soil types and different climate, and we've mapped out all of that to help our farmers. So if you want to get into agribusiness or you want to become a farmer, you're now not just guessing what to plant. You go to the website of KALRO, you put in your ward, your constituency, your county, and it'll tell you exactly which crops you can grow in your area. And these are things that we're doing very deliberately to boost agricultural growth in our country.
So that it will even help the farmers to make the right decisions in terms of the plants they want to plant, to put in their...
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about a little bit about irrigation. We are yet to unlock our irrigation potential, because irrigation plays a very crucial role in achieving food security. How do we unlock that?
There's a big program of dams that are being done, and the agenda on water for this government is about water purchase agreements. Kind of like how we have power purchase agreements. And why? Because the government realized that the private sector can move much faster than government can. And as it should be. The private sector will create way more jobs than the government can. So concept came up, again, under our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, that for a lot of our interventions to work, we need water. And which way can we create a lot of water or ensure there's a lot of water very quickly? It's just open it up to the private sector, be able to enable them with land, give them tax concessions and other incentives to come and invest in the building of dams. It's been done very successfully in Tana River. I just mentioned there's a big dam that's now being built in Isiolo that will completely change the livestock sector around that side of Isiolo, and almost 16 counties around Isiolo will be able to benefit from that. And the dams are, of course, rated. Yeah? So there's the big mega dams, there's the medium dams, and then there's the smaller dams that can be used by communities that we can use in feedlots. So, for example, Mike, we have a very ambitious program under my State Department in which we want, now that we understand the market of meat, I told you earlier that we had done a route to study for meat.
Yes.
So now we understand very clearly where is the market for meat, what is the price that the market is willing to pay, what quantities do they need, what quality do they need, what are the barriers of entering those markets if the markets are international, what are the issues with customs, with logistics. We know all of that because we've studied it and we've figured it out. Now we are coming to the production level to make sure that we can produce for the market. And with that, with our production model, we've seen that we need a lot of meat to be produced because the market is huge. It'll create hundreds of thousands of jobs. So we've come up with a program where we're going to go and build 450 feedlots in 31 counties around the country, both in arid and semi-arid countries. So all the 23 arid counties and other 8 counties that are not arid. And with that, there's an aspect of water. So the model is we'll build a community feedlot in almost every ward. Then we will put that feedlot as a finishing center where we can grow fodder to finish our animals. For example, a cow can add, if fed properly, 1 kilo to 1.5 kilos a day. So if you bring your cow to the feedlot at 100 kilos, it can go up to 190 kilos or sometimes up to 250 kilos in 3 months. So we will be aggregating this livestock from our community cooperatives that are keeping livestock, put them in the feedlot, which has water, which has good security, which is fenced, which we have grown fodder for the animals, fatten them, and off-take them into the market and give the money back to the grassroots farmer or the bottom-up farmer who produced that cow. Yeah, so we'll take their cow, fatten it, and give them the benefit from that fattening. And we are doing that around the entire country. All those feedlots will need water. So we need 450 water bodies. So there's a huge elaborate strategy to be able to do some sort of irrigation or provide water, both for crops and for livestock.
And that includes even water harvesting techniques for rainwater?
Yes, we've struggled with water harvesting, and that is why there is now a state corporation called the Water Harvesting Authority that are looking at really modern ways on how we can harvest our water. Of course, again, it has to be done by communities, by people, by putting in standards or regulations on what kind of a roof should you build for your house so that you can be able to take the rainwater and harvest it into some sort of storage. And there's a whole organization that's kind of looking around that, so that we ensure, you know, all this rain is not just lost. It can be stored somewhere and used. But also, Mike, you also realized dams are a form of water harvesting. Yeah, so we'll be able to take all this runoff water from our heavy rains and dam that water and dam the rivers. And then in times when there's no water, you can use those. So our dam strategy is something that I think will solve a lot of problems. Yeah.
Also, the aspect of modern farming techniques are integral in making sure that agriculture achieves its goals, and especially when it comes to food production. And that also points out to the mechanization aspect or the modern technologies in agriculture. Talk about the place of modern technology now in Kenya right about now.
We have programs on smart agriculture that are really focusing around mechanization. And mechanization not just for production but also for storage, so that we take care of what you call post-harvest losses. So we are encouraging farmers to go into much more efficient agriculture that is not just smart in terms of technology, whereby you're able to use GPS systems, you're able to use precision irrigation to make sure that the plant is getting just enough water that it needs, where you're able to use farm equipment for tilling your land, so that you ensure that your soil is turned in a proper way so that it doesn't lose its moisture content and its nutrients, which now makes you get higher productivity, again, right from the tilling of the land. So there's a lot of those technologies that we're encouraging. But also, in addition to smart agriculture, we also have a lot of programs around climate smart agriculture, where we are saying now we need to look at agriculture also in the whole realm of climate action to ensure that we are eco-friendly, and that in livestock we are reducing the emissions of methane gas that is found in cows and so on. So there's a lot of interventions that are going on, and we have policies in our agriculture sector transformation, growth and transformation strategy is there. We have a livestock policy that's there. We have a veterinary policy that's there. We have an agriculture policy that has just been developed that is just waiting to go out into the market. So there's a lot of work that's been happening behind the scenes just to make sure that we anchor agriculture properly. I know we might have run out of time, but I don't want to finish without telling the viewers on KBC that this week has a theme of agriculture and livestock. Because His Excellency the President was able to honor our sector and make the theme of this year's Madaraka Day, which is on Saturday, June 1st, as the agriculture and livestock development. So we are running a lot of activities in Bungoma, where the celebrations will be on Saturday. Starting today, actually, as we speak here, the Deputy President is getting ready to go and open up our exhibition center in Bungoma, together with my minister and my colleague P.S. Rono. And tomorrow we will have our minister as the chief guest, and the day after we will have Honorable Wetangula, the Speaker of the National Assembly, overseeing our exhibition. And on Thursday we will have the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, also overseeing that. Friday we'll have big interactions with farmers and stakeholders in the entire agricultural sector, and all of that is building up to the Madaraka Day celebration, Mike, where we will be celebrating and highlighting all the activities that have created impact over the last 1 year, 1.5 years of the Kenya Kwanza government. So all the things that I've spoken about here and much more will really be highlighted throughout this week and on Saturday, so that Kenyans and people around the world can just see the gains we have made in agriculture and livestock in our country.
Yes, and everybody is invited.
And everybody is invited.
Asante sana Bwana BS for coming to our show. Yes. That is Honorable Jonathan Mweke, who is the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, talking to us about food security and agriculture. This is where we cap matters that topic. Thank you for tuning in. Don't go too far. Vivian will be back with more. Stay with us.